Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Kill
Cheese.
That was so delayed.
Whatever. Welcome back. Today, we have another spooky-ish horror kind of story.
As they all are.
As most of them will be. It is called Every Night. My entire town lots down for 12 minutes. I finally learned why. Why do we think why? Any ideas? I have no idea. Do you know?
12 minutes. Well, it depends on if it's during the night or during the day.
Well, it said every night, honey, my entire town lots down.
Oh. I didn't get
Someone's not listening.
Not really.
It's fine.
It's late.
Whatever. This story is from Badandy the Red. I think I said that right. We're going to go with it.
Cool beans. Badandy.
You know her.
Badandy.
Okay, shut up. Here we go. Let's find out why. You know the kind of town where everyone knows everyone. We all know that kind of town. Where the local diner serves coffee in mugs stamped with your name, and everyone will lend a hand to a neighbor in need. A place where generations of families grew up together. Well, that is the sort of place where I live. Sure, it's a bit rustic. Hell, I barely have a reliable internet. But it is nice enough for us. It is the kind of place where the time feels like it's standing still. Except for one thing. The nights. The nights here are a little different. I lived here all my life, and there's no place I'd rather be. Or, at least, that's what I used to think. This place has its quirks, like any small town, but there's a big one that stands out for us. You see, every night without fail at 11:38 p.m., the town lots down. I don't know why. We're going to find out. I'm not talking about just closing up shops and less people being out and about. I'm talking about a real lockdown. Doors slam shut and are barred. Windows rattle and lock, and everyone knows they have to be inside and stay inside. At least for what happens next.
It's the boogeyman. The boogie-oogie
The boogeyman. Oh, yeah, boogeyman's going to come get you. Well, it might be. Who knows? The next part is strange. No one ever sees anything moving out there directly, but we all just know. We just know that somehow something outside is trying to get in. An eerie silence falls over the streets. It's like the whole town is holding its breath. Then, in 12 minutes exactly, it is just over. Maybe something to do with the moon?
It's like...
The moon gets a little wangy.
Do you remember watching Bird Box? Where, like, nothing really, like...
No, I never watched that.
It's no scary movies over here.
I don't do scary movies, but here we are.
This is quite the podcast for you to be doing.
Whatever. I've always wondered why it happens at exactly 11:38 p.m. People here don't talk much about it, but when they do, they whisper. They say it's just the way things are. That's been happening for as long as anyone can remember. But I know better. I've seen it, whatever it is.
You've seen it, whatever it is, but it's still a whatever it is.
I'm sure we're going to find out. I don't know. The first time I noticed it, I was still pretty young. I think I was 10 or 11. I stayed up late reading some of my favorite comic books. My parents warned me, like many other kids in town, that we had to go to bed early. But if we did get up, then absolutely no leaving the house or leaving any windows or doors open. I was not asleep, but still following the rules when I heard the strangest sound. It was a low, guttural hum that seemed to vibrate through the walls. I looked out the window, and that's when I saw it. The streets were empty, but there was a presence. It's hard to describe. It wasn't a person or an animal. It was something else. Something that didn't feel like it belonged. It moved with this strange, jerky motion, like it wasn't entirely in control of its own body. It radiated a disturbing sense of distortion that made my head hurt and my eyes had a difficult time focusing on it. I could feel like this overwhelming sense of hunger that made my skin crawl. I see a monster, I get hungry.
What the hell?
I don't know. Before I knew it, it was almost over. No, before I knew it, it was over. It had passed my house, and I realized I had been staring out my window in a hypnotic daze. It was almost midnight, and I went to sleep and did not tell my parents about the disturbing thing I had seen.
So it's something and nothing at the same time. It's just...
He doesn't know what it is. Something's jerking and moving around and weird. I don't know.
It's a nothing.
It's a nothing, a something, and makes you hungry.
Just a presence.
It's a ham walking around. It's a little piece of pig.
Make me want some pancakes real bad.
Pancakes? What are you talking about?
I wanted to say hot dog.
Okay, weirdo. I didn't see it again for years, but the feeling never left. Every night at 11:38 on the dot, when the town shuts down, I know it's there. We all try to act like it's not, just behave like we have a strict curfew and that nothing is really out there. Yet, the people who are too bold or foolish and think that it's nothing, well, they don't last long. Those of us who are still here know that whatever that thing is, it's out there. Stalking, hunting, looking for anything. An open window, a cracked door.
So, if it...
For what?
An open window...
He's going to open that motherfucker up and get your ass.
I mean, I guess, but like... just a window can stop whatever this is. Just a door can stop whatever it is.
Maybe it's some kind of like barrier. Remember like the barrier from, what's it called? Vampire Diaries. You can go in houses.
No, that's vampires. You can't,
oh, I'm aware.
As a vampire, you can't go inside of a
vampires,
house.
but it's maybe just but they couldn't walk on houses. Maybe it's if that bitch is shut, then they can't do anything about it.
I mean, I guess.
You see what I'm trying to say?
I guess.
Oh,
it's not just Vampire Diaries, by the way.
Whatever. Maybe vampires are real. We'll find out one day.
Probably.
I hope they are. Disappearances are frequent, especially for such a small town. The police have a whole song and dance for anyone who goes missing from the outside. But when it is a resident, well, it is more of a case where the families of victims are reprimanded for not knowing better.
Damn,
wow.
Victim blaming much.
Wow. He died. Well, should
your
have went
own
outside.
damn fault.
11:45. Shouldn't have done that.
Shouldn't have left that window cracked, bro.
I was trying to get some fresh air, man. No one knows why the window of time is so mercifully brief. Almost just as if it suddenly starts, it's over. By 11:50 p.m., the streets are quiet again and the town feels normal. But it's not normal. It never was.
No shit.
People have learned to live with it. They lock their doors, shut their windows, and pretend it's not happening. I asked my parents why we don't just move, and they never gave me a good answer. All they said was, it wouldn't do any good. We have to endure. It has to be here. It is safer for everyone if it's here. So they fucking know what it is.
What's here?
Whatever the fuck, they know.
And it follows people?
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
It did not make sense. I know people can get attached to places, but it felt crazy to me. I couldn't just pretend that this was normal. Not after what I saw. Not after what I felt. There was something out there. It was worse than anyone would believe. Sounds like they know. Mm-hmm. It was just recently that I saw it again. It was a normal night, at least as normal as nights could be in my town. I was getting ready to go to bed when I noticed that my cat Quincy was missing.
Aww.
Quincy.
The cat.
What a cat name. I looked everywhere, but I couldn't find him. Then I heard something and looked through the window to spot a familiar shape, and my heart sank. He was outside.
Aww.
God damn it, Quincy.
Poor cat.
The fuck? He must have gotten out when I had come home earlier and was sauntering along the sidewalk. I don't know what that means. We're going to keep going, though.
Just
sauntering?
Just walking casually.
Clueless to the impending danger. The time was 11:36 p.m. I had no idea if the creature did anything to animals, but I did not want to find out. I had never let Quincy outside before, and he did not come back to my shouted calls for his return. I had to do something dangerous and stupid to save him. I rushed outside, sprinting toward him and trying to grab him and bring him in before it was too late.
Ooh, the cat don't like that. He probably ran away. Cats don't like when you run right at them.
Well, it's better than damn him getting eaten or whatever. I managed to reach him and pick him up. There you go. But then I froze when I sensed a presence as I was scrambling back to my door. Quincy's ear folded back and he hissed. I felt paralyzed. Then I thought I saw it again. It was different this time, larger and more overwhelming than before. Its presence seemed to fill the entire street. Pressing against the houses like an unseen force. I tried to run, but my legs didn't move. I was frozen in place, my breath caught in my throat. To my horror, it seemed to finally regard me. Quincy jumped out of my hands and ran back into my house. He had fortunately evaded whatever interest this thing had in me.
In him.
Interest this thing might have had with him. Stop reading the story. My lord. But she's right. The creature's head twisted unnaturally in my direction, its distorted features coalescing into more recognizable shapes. Staring into the grotesque my lord, visage forced a scream out of me as I beheld the blasphemous impossibility. This man likes big fucking words,
I know,
man.
Out of nowhere, too.
I turned and I sprinted away, screaming like a maniac. Usually screaming is not the right thing to do.
Yeah, please don't.
You're trying to get away. Screaming just, who knows. My heart hammering against my rib cage with such force that each beat felt like it might crack my chest open. The sound of its pursuit echoed behind me, a wet slapping noise like a monstrous jellyfish gliding across the ground.
No.
Sounds pretty moist.
Disgusting.
Moist feet.
Ugh.
Its deafening roar filled the air, shaking the ground beneath my feet as I ran for my life. I did not know if I could get away. No one I knew had been outside and survived.
Well, you're dead.
He might not be.
Oh, of course. The one time. It doesn't kill. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we're not. Who knows? He might die. I ducked into an alley, my hands shaking as I pressed against the wall. My breath came in short, sharp gasp, and I could feel the sweat dripping down my face. I didn't dare look around the corner. I didn't dare move. Bro, you only got to run for 12 fucking minutes, bro. You got it. Come on. It's only 12. And then I heard the harrowing screams. They sliced through the air, piercing and full of terror. My heart raced as I strained to see who was making them. But all I could make out were there were shadowy figures caught in the open. The screams were short, sharp, and then they were swallowed by the night. The deafening silence that followed only added to the fear weighing down on me. I stayed pressed against the wall, trying to make myself as small and invisible as possible. The darkness seemed to come alive with every creak and rustle, amplifying my fear. I held my breath until I heard the sound of the creature moving away. And then, just like that, it was gone.
Oh, of course. That's the one guy magically survived. Woohoo.
But the eerie stillness lingered, haunting me even after the clock struck 11:50 p.m. Got away somehow. I don't know. Something happened. Maybe Quincy fought him off. The cat saved his life.
Go, Quincy, go.
The streets were once again quiet, but my nerves were still on edge. I stumbled back to my house, every step feeling like a race against time. Quincy waited anxiously at the door and bolted inside with me, seeking shelter inside. The horrible night had left me shaken, but grateful to be alive. Whatever that thing is, it does not belong in this world. It is not of this time or place, and its presence is so unsettling. It makes your mind ache just to catch a glimpse of it. No one could tell of its origins. Maybe they are lost in the depths of history, but whatever its history, it remains. Always there, lurking in the shadows every night without fail.
And it just chose this random small town to lurk at the same exact time every single night in the same streets.
Stranger Things, man. Maybe there's a little science place in town. Maybe there's a little bald little girl out there, damn, doing some wizard powers. I don't fucking know.
Wizard powers.
Great show. You need to go watch it. At that point, I did the one thing you probably think everyone should have done by now. I left my hometown. Well, who wouldn't have done that? Good idea, buddy. I moved to the largest city I could get reached to get away from it all. My parents did not approve. In fact, they tried to tell me I could not go. I was so desperate to get out of there, I had to sneak away in the early morning when they could not interfere. I never understood why we all stayed there and tried to ignore the eldritch nightmare that haunted us at night. It seemed so simple. I felt better at first. The city felt alive with the hum of traffic and the distant chatter of people during the day.
Cacophony.
What she said, that made me feel safe and anonymous. Indeed, I thought I left a nightmare behind. The creature that was just a memory, a relic of past I could bury. I can see where this is going.
It followed him.
Of course it followed him.
Mm.
My new apartment is a cozy studio on the 5th floor with a view of the bustling streets below, high enough where looking out the window does not fill me with a dread at night. Unfortunately, something happened last night that has shattered the fragile illusion of my peaceful transition. On the first night in my new house, on my new place, I sat on the edge of my bed, flipping through a magazine to distract myself from the creeping unease that had settled in the pit of my stomach. The clock on the nightstand read 11:28 p.m. I told myself I was being paranoid. The creature was gone, that I was safe now. But the weight of the past lingered, a shadow in the corner of my mind that I couldn't shake. By 11:38 p.m., the sea outside my window was eerily quiet.
Yep, it's there. It's there.
The usual sounds of traffic and distant music had faded, replaced with an unsettling stillness. I tried to focus on the magazine, but my eyes kept drifting toward the window, the darkness beyond the glass pressing in on me. And then I heard it, a soft, tentative tap against the pane.
Fuck that. Fuck that. No. 5th floor? 5th floor. No.
There's fire escapes.
You get to go outside for that. Remember, you're not supposed to go outside.
Well, fucking, as long as his window locked, he'll be fine. Does he, though?
He was tapping on his window this time. Oh.
Come open the window. Hello.
Hello.
My heart skipped a beat. I froze, the magazine slipping from my fingers and falling to the floor. The sound was light, almost imperceptible, but it sent a chill coursing through my veins. I told myself it was nothing. I was just being paranoid. But then it came again. Another tap, this time more insistent. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. My eyes were fixed on that window. The darkness beyond it seeming to pulse with a life of its own. The tapping stopped, and for a moment there was nothing but silence. Then a faint scratching sound, like claws on glass. My heart sank. I knew that sound. I knew what it meant.
No.
Slowly, with my legs trembling beneath me, I rose from the bed and approached the window. Why the fuck? Bro, you got 12 minutes, bro. Calm down. Go to the bathroom. Watch TV.
Take a shit.
Or that.
Scare it off.
Fucking weirdo. My hand reached for the curtain, hesitated, and then, with a deep, shaky breath, I pulled it back.
Why?
What I saw made me freeze in terror. The creature was perched on the fire escape. Told you. Outside my window.
You suggested he go down the fire escape.
No, I was saying that's how it climbed up there. Its twisted form silhouetted against the moonlit sky. Its eyes glow with unnatural light, and its presence seemed to fill the room, pressing in on me with an unspeakable horror.
No.
I tried to scream, but the sound caught in my throat. The creature's head tilted to the side, its gaze locked on mine, and I felt a wave of dread wash over me. It was here. It had followed me. And then, as if in slow motion, its mouth opened, revealing rows of jagged teeth, and it let out a low, guttural growl.
It's like a shark. Like a land shark.
I guess. No. The sound shattered the paralysis. There we go. That held me in place. I stumbled back, my voice finally breaking free in a raw, terrified scream. The creature's form seemed to blur and shift, its presence filling the room with unspeakable darkness. And then everything went black. I regained consciousness, and I know it is not over. There is no escape from this thing that has followed me. I consider what my parents had said when I asked them why we never moved. Then, with a dawning horror, I realized the truth of the words. It is safer for everyone if it's here. They did not mean if it was safer for us. They meant it was safer for everyone else. They knew the danger. They stayed to keep it there. Now, in my ignorance, I had made a huge mistake. Somehow, it knew I left. It has followed me here, to a place where over 1 million people will soon know about its existence, and maybe more if it moves beyond that. I am so sorry for bringing it here. I didn't know. Please, for your own safety, stay inside between 11:38 p.m. and 11:50 p.m. By now, it might not be safe wherever you are as well.
Dun, dun, dun. That whole thing was just a public service announcement.
Time to go outside at 11:38 p.m. and let's find out.
Let's find out.
We'd be fucking dead by now if it was true.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good story, though. Comments. Great job. I love it. A perfectly scary story. Perfect. It was a good story.
It was pretty good.
I live in Australia, so I feel safe. Bro, fucking spiders will eat the damn thing. Anything over here will scare the crap out of it. All the same, that has to be terrifying to the next level. Go back to your town. There's 1 million others to feast on. That's a good point.
Oh, these are so unforgiving.
Great story. For a second, I thought this was real. But let me tell you that these types of things do exist IRL. Really, here in Suriname, we have similar encounters, but not every night. If you want to know more, feel free to message me. Bullshit.
Yeah, okay.
That's saying the Mothman's real.
Mothman.
She believes in the Mothman.
That was my Halloween costume last year.
A good start to a Stephen King novel. True. Feel chills, bro. Excellent. This is not true, right?
Are you dead?
The writer responded, "No, it's not true. Except, just in case, stay inside. Don't look out the window after 11:38 p.m. and before 11:50 p.m." Good idea. Well, I think these are any of the good ones. That's a lot of fucking just dots. Hot_pin 9487. Dude, you commented like fucking 100 fucking dots.
Like 5 lines.
It's all dots. Periods, bro. What are you doing?
Bots.
Probably a bot. Okay. But that was a good story. But just to remind everybody, it is called Every Night My Entire Town Lots Down for 12 Minutes. I finally learned why by
2-sentence title.
By Badandy the Red.
Badandy?
I'll link it in the description if anybody else wants to read it. But that was good. That was a good story right there. Everybody, just reminding everybody, if you are watching the video right now, well, obviously you're on YouTube or Spotify. If you're listening to us, you can find the video on YouTube or Spotify, and the audio is fucking everywhere. You can find us clips of all this fun on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook.
Are we on Facebook?
We're on Facebook. And Twitter. /X, whatever you want to call it. Whatever.
Twitter.
But that is it. Today's Thursday. We will see y'all on Saturday.
And remember to stay inside from 11:38 to 11:50 p.m.
Or don't. Find out. And let us know what you see. Bye, everybody.
See ya.